Hey, let me tell you a little story about dirtballing.
Hi, welcome to Dirtball the Show. This is episode number 2, our first topic episode. I'm super excited. And our first topic is first date dirtballing.
Yep. And I'm Octavio, and this is Aaron. Yeah. And, just to give them a little recap, let's go back and let's tell them, let's tell these little guys and girls what a dirtball is.
Dirtballing is anything that you've ever done, said, heard, that is something that's hilarious to you and your friends, but you wouldn't want your mother to find out, or your parental figure. For those of us that don't have mothers. Bambi. I'm talking about Bambi.
Right.
Bambi.
So that, right there, perfect example, right? So, like, if you make a mom joke and one of the dudes that you hanging out with doesn't have a mom, that's dirtball. That's pretty dirtball.
That's pretty dirtball.
What's another dirtball example?
A quick dirtball example is, I don't know, you're building your tree house and you only pick wood and lumber that's from another person's tree house.
Right.
Dirtball move.
Dirtball. And it might be illegal, so check your local states.
Yeah, that's a personal local 41 kind of issue.
Right. Or I like the one where you're like digging into your belly button, and then you just like you find a little gold in there, and then you just like pick it out, and you're like, you smell it.
Oh, that is dirtball.
You do a little smell, and then you're like, you taste it. Ooh. That's hella dirtball.
That's something to not do on a first date, by the way.
Right.
Ooh.
So let's get into that.
Look at that subtle.
Yeah, subtle. Woo.
You don't have to repeat when I woo. When you woo, you don't have to woo.
I just like wooing. I like wooing. What's wrong with that?
We're real into this, all right?
Right.
Just to give you the information, it's not every date. This is just the first date. The first time you're interacting with somebody that you kind of want to get in a relationship with.
You've been Twittering. You guys agreed on the first date, when and where, or you...
Some poor soul has agreed to meet up with you.
Right. I mean, made that mistake.
That's their fault, really.
Right. So, or your mom set you up. We all love those. Or your dad set you up.
So... The first big one is anytime you lie on a first date, right?
Right. I think that's so dirtball.
That's pretty dirtball.
It's so unnecessary,
and lying can go in like many different forms, right? I mean, if your name is something like pretty terrible, like your mother named you Rain, just because she was like in a real like 70s kind of format, and you're just like, my name is John.
Right.
John, nice to meet you. You introduce yourself as John, even though eventually you're going to have to tell her your name is Rain.
Right.
Or Powderfoot, whatever she called you.
Yeah. Because it's one thing to do it to the girl that works at IHOP because you don't want her to say your obnoxious, weird name.
Or Starbucks because you're just trying to fuck around.
Right. But it's one thing to like completely kind of change what you're doing or who you are. I mean, like, I've seen girls like, we'll go on a date and she'll wear extensions on the first date.
That's hot.
Right? And then like we go to another date and I'm like, what happened to your hair?
Baby, you changed so much.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's not a big deal. It's not, man. But it's like, you did it to like show off.
Yeah.
You just did it to like, oh, what if he doesn't like,
or like, like
short hair?
When you show up in your friend's Corvette and you're just like, what's up? And she's like, oh my God, you're so hot.
Yeah, oh my God.
And then you show up all the next dates and you're beat up, I don't know, like
Honda
65 Pinto or whatever.
Right.
So don't do that. You don't have to lie. It's pretty dirtball. And there's obviously scales to that. You dirtball at like level 10 where you straight up catfish somebody. And then you dirtball at level 1 where you're just like, where do you work? A doctor's office?
Fisher Price.
Yeah. And you work at some shitty place and you don't want to tell her your job at this moment. It's kind of sucky, but don't do it.
Yeah. It's not good, man. It's not good.
So you have these other dirtball issues like expectations. Like anytime you're expecting sex in a first date, that's pretty dirtball, right?
Yeah. So let's slow down and let's give it example maybe.
Okay.
Example, because expectations might be.
I think any high expectations for a date that aren't like suitable is pretty dirtball.
I'm thinking like if you're expecting sex on the first date,
that's pretty dirtball.
Pretty dirtball.
Yeah.
You're pretty dirtball. In fact, any sexual, right? Any sexual act on the first date.
I'm kind of expecting a kiss on the first date, at least.
Oh, look at you! Sesh. Look at you, all chivalrous.
Is that not a thing?
You're cute, dude.
Like at the end of the night, you're just like, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm definitely not going to date him ever again."
Right.
His kissing game is whack.
What are you, from Hitch?
I don't know. People
on
do
the
that.
first kiss,
there's people do that. That
that's your thing.
I don't know. Anyway,
that's dirtball, probably.
Expectations, like if you expect your partner to like half on the bill, I mean that's not cool. If you've invited the person out and you're like, so the check has arrived. Would you like to?
The thing about
we're going Dutch. We haven't talked about it, but we're going Dutch. Right. FYI, after you ate the meal, we're going Dutch.
Yeah. We just had Benihana's,
yeah.
And I would like to, how the French say, spit it 2 ways.
Oh. the French just have an accent.
Yeah, they say it the same way. Just with an accent.
They're going to be mad when they get back to this.
They can't even understand what we're saying, so it doesn't matter.
Anyways, but speaking of Benihana's, that's actually a really good one. Like a high price date, right? That's a dirtball thing. If you're taking somebody to like this high level date that you're never going to be able to afford in general, and you're just like, oh, let's go out to this fancy, joint, knowing that you can't pay, they probably can't pay. That's pretty dirtball in and of itself, that's right?
Hella dirtball. Like, you know that you do something to get something out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's part of the expectation and the high date. It's like you aim high, so you expect high reward, and it's like that's not how the world works.
That's not how the world works. It just doesn't work like that, man. You can't, especially you can't expect the other person to know about it. I mean, that goes back to the lying, especially. You know what I mean?
Let's play a game. Figure out where I'm at.
Yeah.
Fun times
with you. You know, and so to even further deep into there, right? So what I think another real dirtball thing is like high money date.
Yeah.
You know
that's what we just said. The steak dinner, the Benihana's.
Right.
That's high money.
Right.
I mean, for me, I don't know about the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Like, wait, was it not done by your personal chef?
What was
this
that?
Is not high money.
Right. What was that? What's that chef name? He has a bunch of he has a bunch of restaurants. Anyways, that's a really expensive one.
That chef. There are many. He's white. Could be Italian. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that Wolfgang Puck?
Wolfgang Puck. Woo! That's why you're here, man.
We're like lovers.
Yeah, maybe.
I know your body so well.
Right. No, I mean that's what I was saying. So that's a high money date.
Yeah.
It's given it that name, and that high money date is you really just trying to impress somebody,
right?
And saying, you know what, I'm gonna. This girl may not be used to these kind of things.
Oh, okay. So it's like
an assumption.
Oh, well, not just that. It's kind of like an entrapment because you're just like you're wowing her, and the sheer wow force will get her to like you.
Right.
That is pretty dirtball. I understand that.
Yeah, like I grew up in a small town, and I think the thing there is like. Girls there, they don't go out much. I mean, we're an hour, 2 hours away from anything. So when a guy comes in and introduces them to all these things.
To a whole new world. It's good harmonization.
Right?
Really good.
And so when they do that, they expect something. You know what I mean? Because they get so wowed. And it's just, and it's crazy. And it could go the other way too, right?
Right. I mean, I think, the other way is just to go the lowball date where you're just spending like way too little money on this person.
Right.
Even just for a first date, like you'd spend more money on taking your grandmother out and you only visit her like every other Sunday.
Right.
But like you take her to a Carl's Jr. on a first date or the ultimate lowball and you don't even take her anywhere on a first date. You just bring her to where she's already like you meet her at work and you decide to have a
little picnic.
You work at Carl's Jr. Let's eat at Carl's Jr. Right. Like, no, that's pretty lowball on a first date.
Right. You try to make it all cool. Like, what haven't you ordered here?
Doesn't help.
No, it does not work.
You can be sweet and charming, but you got to put a little bit of effort into that.
Right.
So bad.
That's to me, that's higher up on the dirtball scale than the high money date.
Oh, right? I think so. Low money dates are definitely higher on the scale. If you're doing it, let's give it like an 8 out of 10. Like it's pretty high up there to lowball a girl or lowball whoever you're dating.
Right.
We're trying to be sensitive here.
Right.
To your partner. I don't know.
Right. It could be anybody. You could probably take a goat on a Netflix date.
I heard that. That's
the thing,
because there's like farmers only dating sites,
right?
And it's called farmers only /goat dating.
Goats.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's other slashes.
No, yeah, I'm sure
right.
cows
and
chickens. I heard
there's a market
really
out for that.
There's a market for anything,
right? You know how there's an app for
hopefully
that?
there's a market for us somewhere in this fucking YouTube,
right?
Or SoundCloud, whatever the fuck you're listening to us on,
right?
Yeah, stop the shoulder roll.
Right.
So you've gone to a low date, and that kind of brings it to like the location, the locale that you're bringing it to. Is it like somewhere fancy, some fancy location, somewhere not as fancy location, or are you not even bringing them any place? You're bringing them to your house. That's pretty dirtball.
Right, like the Netflix date.
The Netflix. You bring her straight to your house. You're like,
hey girl, come over. I got the Netflix password from my pops.
That's pretty dirtball.
I got popcorn and truffles.
Popcorn. And you spell it popcorn.
Popcorn.
All right. But even like taking them to other locations, like you were saying, you're living in a small town. So you have like one make-out point. That was a big thing in high school,
and
that connects back to the expectations, right? You're taking them make-out point. Right. They better make out.
Right.
So,
like I just found out that there was like a sex shed.
Ooh.
Right? Like it was people would meet up and they'd go and have sex in the shed in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. It's small town things.
Sounds
I don't get it.
Dirty and disgusting.
Right?
That's gross.
Yeah.
We've all had sex in this location. Let's bring somebody else to have sex in this location.
Yeah. It's sticky.
Yeah,
it's sticky.
There's used condoms everywhere. That one was mine.
Yeah. You can tell how many people have sex here by the number of scratches.
Yeah. Also, you can tell when Tracy's been here because those are the pink condoms.
Right?
It's not cool.
Yeah. Man, that's not good.
Another dirtball issue on first dates is where you take multiple girls to that same location.
Oh.
So, like, your first date is like, oh, I'm going to take you to the boardwalk.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to take you to the board. And just like, it's like you're on repeat.
Right.
You're taking the exact, different girls to the exact same place.
And it's almost like practice makes perfect. Like, you know what to say. You know what to do. You know what walk to take. Yeah. You know what time to arrive. Yeah.
You check your weather calendar to make it there at sunset. That's terrible.
Because you know what's up.
I mean, good effort on you.
Yeah.
Not bad, but... be a little bit more creative. That's just...
Or original, really.
Yeah, creative, original. Kind of opposites, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
That's pretty dirtball for me. Do you have another dirtball issue? That's one?
Yeah, I think around the same kind of scale is the whole double dating. Or tricycling.
Tricycling? What's a tricycle?
Oh, man, tricycling. And I'm not even going to lie. I've done this before. Where, like, you take a girl on a date, and then you take somebody else that's maybe like a best friend.
Oh, okay. So the third wheel.
Right, like a third wheel.
Tricycle. Aha, Sherlock.
And it builds you up. He builds you up. Like, he's there only to build you up.
Oh, like his whole thing is he's like wingmanning your first date.
Right.
Oh, okay, all right. That's pretty dirtball, I guess.
That's pretty dirtball.
You can't sustain yourself on your own, so you're like, let me have somebody else help me out.
Right, and it's the same thing for a 4x4, if you will.
I get this. Two, double date.
Double date, right. Where you...
We're making that part of the English vernacular, by the way. Tricycling a date and 4x4 a date.
Go ahead and try to use those for yourself.
You can use a hashtag tricycle date, hashtag 4x4 date.
4x4 date, yeah. And where you take like a shitty couple.
Okay.
I know that's kind of...
No, I get it.
Right? And you know they're going to argue, and you know that they're going to make you look better because they're doing that thing where they're just not being good, a couple. And when you're like excelling, making you look good. You know what I mean?
Right. You know what I think are shitty, though, too? Are the double dates that you're set up on for the first date. True. And it's like, that's just an awkward... Because you know each person separately, and now you're trying to, like, know the other person with them. And it's kind of dirtball on that other couple to do that to you. Right. But also, you know, it's a nice thought, but it's such an awkward kind of area to be in. Right. Where you're just... Hi, my name is John. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So how do you know Stacy?
Right?
Those are the only two things you have in common until you realize that, you know, I guess she's a cool person, you're a cool person, whatever.
And some people, like, we're talkative, we're cool, but some people can't juggle all that people.
Right.
And talk to everybody. I know some people that can't. They just can't juggle all those people and talk to everybody at the same time. And that's kind of shitty to put that person in that position.
No,
you know
definitely.
What I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. And especially when you know that person is shy and you're like, oh no, Stacy will be so good for him.
Right.
And it's like, well, that's not cool.
Dude.
I get it. So anytime that you 4x4 first date or you're tricycling a date, it's kind of dirtball depending on the situation. Most of the time it's dirtball.
Right.
But I can see how it can be beneficial. Maybe somebody's just not very comfortable in settings like that, so they need that other person to be there.
Right.
But eventually, you know you're dating these people, right? You gotta be alone with them in some way or another.
If not that time, the next one for sure.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Defs.
Yep.
My whole thing is having like inappropriate conversations. I always think are super dirtball.
Right.
Like when it's not a sexual conversation and you're just like, so buttholes. How do you feel about buttholes?
Buttholes.
What do you think about licking balls?
Ooh.
Do you gargle? Like that's not cool.
Man.
That's the introduction after. Hi, my name is. Also, do you gargle balls? Like it's too early to jump into that's the dirtball.
Spaghetti is delicious. Do you eat out on the first date?
Yeah. Do you toss salads?
Do you toss the salad as well as I do?
I mean, yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, and I know this is a personal thing, but like political conversations on a first date, it's fun for me. I'm always just like, so what's your idea about Barack Hussein Obama? Right. But I know that that's kind of dirtball for certain people where you're just like, that's not cool to talk about.
Because if you met in that, then that's fine.
That's like a low-level dirtballing, right? When you talk about something that's kind of socially inappropriate.
Right. Especially on a first date. Because, again, we're talking about first dates. And I guess there's a certain getting to know each other thing, and that's cool. But when you bring an inappropriate topic or a topic that it's just gonna bring the conversation to a kind of a standstill. Like it's just not cool, man. Like it's not.
I get that.
It's not right.
Yeah. You know and I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to talk about the fluffy stuff. I don't want to know if he knows how my day is. And it's like, well, that's really harsh. But I understand that you should also not go the whole other 180 and just be like, tell me how your family is, and just like jump into that dark hole. Right,
and then that's also testing, right?
Oh, okay.
That's a dirtball thing. Testing.
Yeah, when you test the waters of a relation of a relationship, even though this is the preamble to any of that stuff.
Right, and I think if anything, of all the things that we talked about, that's kind of up there on the.
Oh, that's pretty high on the dirt bale.
For me.
Dirt bale. Yeah, dirt bale is a dirtball scale. just
compacted. Yeah.
Dirt bale.
Is there an I in there?
Christian Dirt Bale. I am Batman. That's just what I imagine. I'm sorry. Anyways, when you test the waters, that's a pretty shitty thing to do. Like, hi.
Yeah.
Do you like kids? I have 6.
Oh.
I don't. I was just joking. I just wanted to see how you'd react.
I only have one.
You'll be a great father for me. Like, what?
Right.
Too much.
Like, meet my little niece. How do you like her? Oh, yeah, she's really cool. Blah, blah. Good, because she's my daughter.
Dun, dun, dun. Right. Just in the background is the Inception, like, bong.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. He's just dead eyes, just looking at it. Ugh.
That's a horrible first date.
It sounds like fun, though. I wouldn't mind just to put it in the bank of horrible first dates.
Well, you don't care about kids.
I don't. Why.
Yeah. You
have one. Great. Sounds fun.
Cool.
I'll leave you now. But yeah, when you test the waters, that's a pretty shitty deal, and that's a dirtball move of you to just not be okay with meeting somebody, but having to test their persona and their identity or whatever.
Right, and then just bringing that into like other conversations, and because that's the only reason you're doing it. You know what I mean? To figure out if they're, and I guess in a way it's okay, to figure out.
I mean, all of this is okay. Right. It's just stuff that we can easily just assign a label of dirtball to.
Right. And it's okay to, what I'm saying is like, it's okay to figure out who you're going to date, right? Because you want to know if this will move forward or not.
And people always say as you get older, you want to just, start jumping to where you want to be.
Right.
I'm 35. I don't have enough time. Just, can you be sustainable? Right. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, people freak out about that all the time. And it sucks. It's shitty, but I know it's something that they do.
Yeah, but I think, and that's the thing. It's okay to feel that way, but I think you need to take it back because you still got to do the first date thing. Yeah. And just be a part of that.
It's like a respect thing. Right. Just respect the other person. They're a person. You're a person. Right. Let's just have a common meeting.
Right. And have a good time.
And not have to lie to each other or test the waters or whatnot.
Test the waters. Have these inappropriate conversations.
These expectations for high things to happen. Right. I hope he brings me roses and a teddy bear. Right. It is our first date.
Right.
So our second date should have a gold chain.
Right.
Just, I get that. And it's not something that you should just have fun. It's meeting another person in a more intimate way than a friendship, honestly. And because that's what it is. It's a friendship that's just could be sexual. Right. Is what a first date is, right?
Right. Or you know what? I've gone on first dates with somebody and they ended up being my friends.
Oh yeah.
And then that's okay too. You know what I mean? That's part of not expecting so much or expecting little or whatever. You know what I mean? It's okay to just go out there and have fun.
Right.
And be the best person that you could be.
I definitely get that.
Right.
So I know it's a little corny, but do you have any specific dirtball examples that you've lived through in your lifetime?
I've got
in your 36 years of life.
36 years. Wow.
He's not 36.
No, I'm 26.
You just look it. I mean,
do I look 36?
The time has ravaged you so.
Oh man,
it has
raped my face.
Yeah,
for sure. The sun is not nice.
Oh God, sun is not nice to anybody.
No,
people are like, oh, sunshine and golden flowers, but people don't know the sun is out there to kill you.
The sun is a dirtball.
He or she wants you to die a horrible death.
Right. Yeah, and so for me, I think one of the dirtball things, and it goes back to...
Did you do this, or did she do the dirtball?
No, I did. I did the dirtball.
Okay.
I did the dirtball.
Okay. Or it could be he. I don't know his preferences.
You know my preferences, man. I swing always.
Oh, okay.
No, mostly women.
Mostly. Generally
speaking. 9 out of 10.
When not in drought.
No. Right. You get lonely sometimes, and something will do. But, and no, I'm just kidding. Full girls, okay.
Full disclosure, women
only.
So this dirtball.
Oh yeah, so
first
this dirtball. So I was low on cash, if you will, and I was at this time I was selling phones.
Oh, okay.
And
you were peddling phones.
Peddling is a correct way to putting it. Peddling phones, trying to make ends meet. And there was this girl that I really liked, right? Just a mutual friend.
Can I get a quick description?
Oh, man, she was beautiful.
Okay, quick is what it was.
Beautiful black.
Nice.
Beautiful black. African American.
I mean, there's a study that talked about it. We'll get into it after the show.
Right. Fine. So, anyways, but she was a mutual friend, and I kept wanting to go out with her.
Yeah.
And she would put it off sometimes, or I would put it off a little bit, but mostly I would put it off because I didn't have any money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I had this bright idea of being like, you know what? Meet me at work. on my lunch break.
Oh, okay. Because I'm working so much, I can never have any time.
I don't.
I work 8 days a week, lady.
Yeah, and I just don't have time.
Oh.
And which is kind of true. Mm-hmm. And so then I invited her over to work, and she came, and I clocked out and went to lunch, and I took her to Starbucks. Mm-hmm. And the reason I took her to Starbucks is because I knew the people that worked there.
Ooh, classy, smart.
And they would hook it up with stuff, right?
There's such a heavy H on it. Hook it up,
right? So I got my caramel frap with extra caramel
because she thought you were balling with the extra caramel.
Right.
Caramel. You said caramel.
Right. Venti.
Ooh.
And I got her what she wanted. I forgot. And I went outside. And they had a really nice patio, and I had her sit down, and I was standing up and just being,
charismatic.
Overplaying this Starbucks that was part of a mall. So it wasn't like this nice Starbucks that was outside. It was
like
just
super theatrical.
Right. And I was just like, yeah, I like doing this, and like, oh my god, like how I'm making her laugh at this Starbucks. By the way, you know what I mean? It was not.
And then how'd you wrap it up?
I just, she was like, oh, like, are you hungry? I'm hungry. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I got to go back to work. But,
we should do this again.
Yeah, there's a food place upstairs, like you could grab something.
You sent her in a general direction of food.
Right. And I was like, I got to run back to work. And, man. And that was, thinking back.
And then you ate your top ramen in the car.
Right. Nice. No, raw top ramen in the car. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, man. It was bad. And I had my makeout points.
But that's a sweet version of a dirtball. Like, you understand that you did it because you didn't have that monetary value on you, and so you made the best out of a bad situation.
Right.
But it is a dirtball thing.
Right.
So,
what about you, man?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really do the first date thing a lot, but I do remember one where I took a girl out to In-N-Out.
Oh,
and I was just because it was it's fancy enough,
right? Where
it's like it's not a low end kind of spot, but it is good enough where I was just like, listen, if it doesn't work out, I've at least had In-N-Out.
Right.
If it does work out, then great, this will be a fun way to start.
Right.
And I haven't spent more than $5 on her.
Right.
So it's just, I mean, I can build up after this.
Right.
Was my whole mentality. Right. So win or lose, I was fine.
Right.
So, and that's kind of been my take on it. Not every date has been that way, but I definitely have had a couple that I've taken to In-N-Out, and I'm just like, I don't know about you.
Right.
But at minimum, I've wasted $5 to $7 on you.
Right.
Shout out to In-N-Out. Good job. Good job.
And that makes sense, right? Because in a low key way, In-N-Out's kind of fancy. It's not like run down like little corner burger hut.
Yeah, I think I went out of her city area to take her, so it was like a nicer, kind of more reserved In-N-Out. Not that it was just a burger joint.
Right, it's just a burger joint.
For all of you who don't know In-N-Out, it's a burger joint.
Right.
Within California and Nevada. Yeah. We're a global market, so let's make sure we highlight that one.
But I feel bad for people who don't have it.
You know what? It's not the greatest, but it's pretty damn good.
It's pretty
for the price and all that. What?
Pretty damn
promo.
Go ahead and send that.
So,
cash.
If we had to give this like an overall feel, like a universal thought about dirtballing first dates, what is it?
Well, I think it goes
for you,
for me,
for you. Let's just do you.
Okay, for me, I think it goes back to our first episode. That was so far away.
Oh God, years ago,
right? And it just goes back to being yourself, having fun. And you don't have to go out of your way, man. You don't have to. I mean, you don't have to lie. You don't have to
our
create
first topic.
These things. Yeah,
I totally get you.
Yeah, and I think with first dates, especially, you're out there to make friends and maybe build something. You never know, man. This person could be your wife, man. and
or husband,
or husband,
or hetero life partner,
or your
homo
dog
life partner.
Right.
I'm not sure. And I think that's really the cool thing. For me, yeah, just don't lie, have a good time, and just be yourself.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
If you guys think that we're like just wrong, we're so right, you just want to give us that praise, holla holla, write into us, comment. Right. You have our email.
Does this make me a dirtball at gmail.com?
We'll read all your comments.
Right.
And we're willing to see you, in a couple weeks.
Yeah, maybe you don't agree with us, maybe you do, but we'll be back in 2 weeks. Okay?
Give us that info.
All right. Take care.
Take me out on a date, baby.
Bye.
Or don't. I don't. That's fine.
Bye. That was our second episode.
Yeah, it was all about dirtball first dates.
Yeah, and like we said in the episode, if you agree with us or disagree with us, or maybe you have your own dirtball story about first dates, then go ahead and email us at doesthismakemeadirtball@gmail.com.
And just remember, you can hear all our explicit stuff at SoundCloud.
Yeah, the whole episode.
It's good.
Yeah. And go ahead and follow our hashtags at Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, and even MySpace.
What's that hashtag one more time?
Dirtball.
Excellent. Come and watch our next episode, which is about... I don't know. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know.